All right. NFT Shorts, of course, we're back at it again. Look, it's the home of NFTs and cryptos, guys. Blockchain freedom, all the goodness that we could possibly muster in this world right now is coming through blockchains, NFTs, cryptos. Look, I would go as far as to say that the entire world is going to be shifting in the coming weeks, years, months, and years, and a lot of it is going to be transitioning to on-chain data. So we've seen a lot of new developments in terms of let's say ETFs and the base layer, base build on base, whatever have you is called, by Coinbase, who still has like some lawsuits against them for the patent infringement. So I'm very curious to know how that plays out. But there's nothing really we can do about that other than watch from the sidelines and hope that the people that are supposed to win actually do win. So guys, look, if it's your first time here, if it's your first time checking this out, of course, like the video, give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. They always say turn on the notification bells. It's up to you guys, but sometimes we do drop things, gems, and some insights or some alpha that could pump your bags, as we say right here. So if we just gotta quickly check over here, just making this comment here, right? We've been speaking about the market going up only for a little bit, okay? We've been speaking about the market going up only essentially since December. So for any of us who are watching the stream, or whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, that's completely fine. But just know, if you jump in the Telegram channel, you'll realize that we have actually been talking about the market going up for a long time. I mentioned to everybody that I was planning on getting in December 15th ish, and so we did. And actually, to be honest, guys, a lot of us were getting in even a little earlier. Let's say somewhere, November, December, November, October. To be honest, a lot of us were kind of getting in even earlier. Just it's hard not to stay engaged in this market. So I can't really say that it was only December 15th, but there are so many pre-sales. Like for example, the Blur pre-sale. If you guys didn't get into Blur at those times in November, then you wouldn't have gotten the first airdrop, the first set of, I guess, phase one. I forget exactly what they called it, but essentially the airdrop one was, I believe, started in November, maybe October. Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe November. And of course, it went on. And of course, as we see right now, looking at these Dune analytics, we can clearly see that Blur is blowing OpenSea out of the water. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's an exaggeration. It's not. It is blowing it out of the water. Like, yeah, seriously, it's daily volume. Uh, More users on OpenSea, but you can see over time Blur's picking up because guys, people are airdrop farming. So right now the gas fees on OpenSea, sorry, pardon me, the gas fees on Blur are ridiculous. Okay, $25 to accept a point zero 0.01 ETH transaction. So you might be making $25, but you're paying $25 to sell it, or it's hard to say to see that it's hard to see this lasting for another X amount of months or years. I just don't think it's going to happen. But at the same time, who knows, right? Who really knows? There are so many other NFT marketplaces, X2, Y2. There's so many out there, even on different chains. Okay, we've got some other. I've actually got a drop coming, a little bit of an alpha drop dropping in the Patreon group. So definitely join the Patreon group so that you can get access to some of these ideas. Because I mean, like, I'll get into some of them soon, but guys, I was showing some of these things here. Okay, I'm not gonna sneak that one in, but for now, I got something dropping in there maybe in a couple of days, but that is another airdrop for another NFT marketplace, but on a completely different blockchain other than Ethereum, something completely different. So if you want in on that airdrop and you want to learn more about it, just join us in the Telegram, follow on Twitter, um, at least join the Discord as well, and where we drop alpha as well. And again, the Patreon is also a good place to find some alpha because it's really, guys, I'm really just trying to build a community, not so much trying to make $1 million off of people joining my Patreon. It's more like people who are interested, who actually want to pay to learn something, pay to get information, and weed out any bad actors with random posts in Discord and random posts in Telegram, just nonsense, guys. I wanted to cut out all the nonsense, so I created the Patreon group. It's very simple, nothing special in terms of what I'm expecting from people. It's just if you want in on some of the information that I research on a daily basis, join the Patreon. Because sometimes you got to pay to win. And I'm not necessarily saying that this is a pay to win type of situation per se. It's more like you just want to pay to get in and get away from all the kind of the mess and just clear things up. Because, the cost of 1 month based on the ideas that I drop, oftentimes the outcome and the rewards, the return is far greater than the cost. So that's what I'm saying. I personally do have joined multiple alpha groups, and it does cost money. But you join these alpha groups to weed out the nonsense and and also to get straight to the point. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about in terms of that Patreon group right there. So guys, again, like the channel, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. So let's quickly take a look at this here. One of my favorite platforms, guys. You see me using this platform quite a bit in my videos. It's one of the better platforms out there. It's still super young, but they give a lot of good information, good useful tools. In this case, it's called the Get Back Percentage Return Calculator. So you can figure out, what percentage loss you took on something and figure out how you can actually rebound to get back to where you once, your portfolio once belonged. So this is a very interesting tool. Let's just say you started with, I don't know, $1,000, right? And you can, I don't know, let's say like, uh, there's just different ways of using it. Let's say find the return. You can essentially type in if you start with 1,000 and you lose 50%, it would take you, sorry, a minus 50% loss would take you down to 15. Oh, that doesn't make sense right now. Give me a second. Maybe I entered the wrong information to get the balance of 1,500. Go back to the, yeah. Okay. So here, yeah. So this is the point here. It helps you to understand the percentage losses, which, guys, of course, as you know, a downward percentage loss is far greater than a percentage gain. So if, for example, if you have $100 and you lose uh, $50, that's a 50% move down. But if you want to get back up to $100, you need a 100% move. So essentially 50%, 100 times, 100% of 50% is, sorry, 100% of $50 is $100, is $50. I'm mixing it up completely, sorry. But my point is, because the price goes, if you lose 20%, it takes more of a percent to go higher. That's one thing that people don't necessarily understand. They think, oh, it's okay, I'm just going to dollar cost average and get into these position trades when the market is kind of going all over the place. Well, you probably are messing yourself up. I would probably rather say, like, check this out, check us out on Twitter, and understand, and the Discord and the Telegram, and understand that we're telling you guys our opinion is the market's looking good in December and January and a bit of February, but after like February, mid-February, like last week, I'm done. I'm out of the market, not entirely, because like I said, we have some pre-sale opportunities coming up that I really want to discuss. So you don't want to be dollar cost averaging at some random times just because you're feeling this like fear of missing out. No, guys, there are times to get in the market when the market has dropped. What's the point of getting in and when the market drops, because it does repeatedly do so? So what's the point of doing this dollar cost average position trading when the market's 20% up and 5% down and 30% up and 25% down? Guys, just wait for the proper dip. Do a little bit of your own research, but that's fine. This is another tool by the same group here, guys. I have a lot of respect for these guys. That's why I show their content so much. I'm probably the only person other than the people that have this product or that make the product that actually talks about it, which is completely fine. But this is a great. It's called the Martingale calculator. So let's just say you have $1,000 and you want to make, let's say, 5 investments. Okay, ideally you put in $33, and then if that play doesn't work out, you double your position. If that doesn't play out, you double your position. And each subsequent level that you double, as long as you double that money, you're essentially going to make back all the previous losses. So try for yourselves and see what it's like. And I would love to hear the comments. Leave a comment on one of the videos, join the channel, join the Discord, Telegram, whatever, and let us know exactly your thoughts on how this is going to play out for you and how it works, if it has worked for you, right? Because this calculator here, it kind of takes the headache away from anything and all the deliberation of whether you should jump in and how much you should spend, guys. the market is not here for one day. It's going to be here for potentially decades, so, and years at least, and months. So take your time, find the right entries. And in my mind, this is one of the best ways to figure out how you want to actually step and ladder into your positions, not just blindly dollar cost averaging because somebody on one of the big YouTube channels is talking about DCA. DCA, guys, DCA your money to nothing. DCA your money to 30% losses, and then figure out how to get down from a 30% loss. Like, that's a lot to get down from a 30% loss, okay? If you haven't realized it, it's a lot to get down from a 30% loss. Okay, so look, if you started at $100, a 30% loss would take you down to $70, of course, right? Now, to get a balance of 70 back to 100, you would need a 42.857 gain. So you lost 30%, but to get back to parity, you need 42%. That's 43%. That's why I'm explaining to you. Again, the simplest numbers I'm going to enter here, 50%. Like I said earlier, you got $100, you lose it, it drops 50%. Now you're at $50. To get back to $100, you're going to need another 100% move. So, guys, what's the point of buying when the market is high? There's no point. Sign up to this. I don't get paid by these guys in any way. I get paid because of their insights, not because of their like any type of promotional opportunities with them. No, they give some pretty good insights on the market, macroeconomics, and fundamental analysis on the market. Um, and they also offer free tools just like this. If you're not good with maths and you really do need some guidance on that, this tool's right here. It's right here. It's the Get Back tool. So sign up like I did and get the tool as well. Sign up like this for free as well. They actually have a new product, guys. I'm shilling this Coinpicks so hard right now, but guys, they have a product that it's called School, and I joined it, and there's just alpha and good guidance and leadership opportunities, good information on markets, good updates, good strategies, good research, paid experts. Okay, that's another thing. Paid experts. You have to remember when you look at a lot of these YouTube influencers, guys, they're getting paid to talk about the coins that they don't necessarily like. Maybe they do like them, but they're 100% sure getting paid. Most of them are getting paid. Okay, so they have to talk about stuff in a nice way. Some of the guys that don't get paid are the one, not to say that you can't list to the ones who get paid, but just be conscious of what you're doing and really think to yourself, this person here is talking about this token for what? What's the purpose? Yeah, it's probably because they're getting paid. So let's move on. I would definitely check this out. It's really cool. You can type in any number. I don't know if you can type in anything less than 1,000. Actually, you can. Let's just quickly check for some. Maybe you're only coming in with 100. Yeah, I don't yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. It works with $100. So everybody, like, just take a look at this yourself. If you have any questions or comments about it, definitely jump into our Telegram, and we can help to guide you on this. Right. So this is a really really useful tool. Every step of the way, you double your money and such. You're going to make up for every single loss you had in the past. If you lost when you first entered at 9, 18, 36, da 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 da, all the way to 4,608. If you double this, you're going to recover all the losses. So sometimes you have to double down, guys, on your research. Okay, so let's move on. Quickly looking at the dollar index here, and we can see that the dollar is pretty strong right now. So, of course, the crypto market is going to drop. For those of you who don't know, this is not a positive thing for cryptos typically, because if people can make money in the dollar, in the US dollar, that is, let me be very clear, in the US dollar, then they're not going to jump into cryptos so gleefully. They're going to let the small percentages, 1-2%, ride up on their huge sums of money instead of taking massive risks on like this, tiny market. So quickly taking a look, just the overall sentiment. Yeah, well, yeah, for the market apparently is bullish. It was bearish for a little bit, but it's bullish still and kind of drifting down. And we might be going more into the bearish side of things because we're talking about, gosh, like tightening. We're talking about interest rates. We're talking about inflation. We're talking, there's a lot going on. But apparently the sentiment is that the market is fairly bullish, except for this. You see that? But it's pretty bullish. People are still feeling very confident, as you see down here. Let's take a look here. But if you see down here, the yellow line is Bitcoin, the green is altcoin market cap. So, but if we look down here, we can see that we're kind of getting to an altcoin season, and it really flatlined, as you see right around here, because I don't think the market's ready for any type of blow off top activity, even though we've seen a couple of slightly blow off tops here and there with a lot of the AI coins and tokens and such and such. But overall, the market is fairly neutral, somewhere in the middle. Bitcoin is still has it is still holding up strong, and altcoins are kind of, you know, doing their thing. And so, we're kind of in a middle ground area right now. Okay, in the general like kind of overall market. So I would be very patient with that. There are a lot of cryptos out here, guys. So just do your own research and don't really, to me, don't follow what the herd is doing because I just personally don't really think like that's gonna. I just don't think that's gonna do it. Guys. I just don't think following the herd is the way to go. So, all right, let's get into. Give me a sec. Let's get into the next thing here. Okay, so we got thanks for sharing this calculator. Oh yeah, sign up, guys. Look, I'm gonna show it again. I've been talking about Coinpicks for a long time. I show their clips in my video, their site in my videos, and these two tools can help to make you. I don't want to say just a millionaire. Like it depends on what you're putting in, but it can help to make you. It can help to mitigate any losses and just really to help to kind of give a like a I don't know, it's like a roadmap, but just a path to follow, right? So again, guys, subscribe, click the like, all that stuff, man. Let me see these numbers go up. Number go up. People think you can put in a number go up. It does happen. Looking at Blur, this is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Blur is incredible. Blur Airdrop was incredible for a lot of people. A lot of us, gosh, I mean, you could buy your girl a gift, you could pay your rent, you could pay your car loan, like whatever it is you got to do off of these airdrops. It is incredible. So if you're completely out of the market, and you've been out of the market, I don't think now's the time to get in. I honestly don't, right? So let's go on a bit. I want to talk a bit about NFTs as we continue from the Blur subject, but look at this right here, guys. Inscriptions, we're talking about ordinals. These are NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain. Okay, so one thing that's interesting, or slightly not that interesting, is the I don't really mean it's not interesting. What I mean to say is they're not exactly like real like non-fungible tokens in the sense. They're more like you kind of have to use the ordinals kind of protocol to view the satoshis that are inscribed with certain data. So it's not exactly like they're like these standalone tokens. They're more like a collection of individual satoshis that represent a picture. It's kind of like putting on glasses and seeing a picture, putting on a certain type of eyewear, for example, and you're able to see kind of a different view. So it's cool. It's like augmented, I don't want to say augmented reality, but it's like, guys, for lack of better words, I'm just going to say it's kind of like an augmented reality type of thing. But you can look, I don't have TX Street up right now, but you can actually see Transaction Street right now. The mempool for Bitcoin is longer than I've ever seen it. Okay, ever. I've never seen the mempool of Bitcoin so long. So you could clearly tell that things are getting wild. Sorry, guys, give me a moment. I'm actually getting, I've got an alarm going off in the back. Let me put this on. Give me one moment. I'll be back in like 5 seconds. All right, so thanks for the wait, guys. Live things you just have to live. Sometimes the doorbell, sometimes the doorbell rings and you're going live. Like, what are you supposed to do? That's the life that we live. You can watch me on 2x speed. So look, build on base. There's a lot of scams out there already, which is absolutely to me funny and funnier than funny can be because there are so many scams. It's actually hilarious. Like I will see so many base branded NFTs right now that will rug pull. But this is interesting. A layer two, what incubated by Coinbase, who again, like I said, has lawsuits against them. I don't know how this is going to work, but the funny thing is that uh, this base layer two thing that's open source, as you see, built on the open source OP Optimism optimistic rollup layer two. Guys, I'm not a huge supporter of the optimistic rollups thing. I just think the whole idea of in some transactions like waiting for like 7 days and stuff, 5 7, I just think like I don't know who's waiting to transfer money like that. This is not, we're not dealing with the Swift system, and even that I remember transferring money overseas, and the money didn't go anywhere. I just remember that the bank could do nothing. Like, where's my money? I went back to the bank so many times, guys. Where's my money, please? I sent money. I have proof. Here's the evidence. Here's the this and that. Nothing can be done. And no, not to say that the bank was responsible, that the Swift system was responsible, but something in there, it was just like nobody could give me an answer as to where my money was, and I just threw my money away into the abyss. So at least with blockchains, we have a ledger, a clear ledger that allows us to see where transactions were, when they occurred, how much was spent from who to whom, and what time of day and such, and it's immutable. That's one of the beautiful things. So let's get away from kind of, and I don't want to overdo the whole like centralized idea, but let's get away from this idea uh, that we have to constantly rely on other people to achieve a certain goal, our certain goals, right? We can be our own banks in a sense with the crypto space. So I don't want to preach to the choir, right? So quickly looking at this OP token, guys, this is definitely in price discovery mode. I was like the other night, it's so funny. The night before, I kid you not, guys, I've been trying to go live for the past like 4 or 5 days, um, maybe 5 or 6 days. Really, it's been about a week. I've been trying to go live. I've been like literally ready. I had these tabs open for days and days and days, and I just kept adding more tabs to it because I had so much to share. And then some of the information kind of went dry. Not so much dry, but too many people talked about it, so I just removed tabs. But we still got a lot of things I want to share today, guys. And this stream could be long. I'm gonna be honest. It could be an hour. It could be an hour and a half. It just depends. But I was gonna buy some of this optimism token because I saw it reaching new highs, and I said to myself, you know what? I have a feeling that this price discovery mode that we're about to get into with optimism is going to lead to a good 10%. And I was contemplating it, and yeah, guess what? It was like 41%. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong by 30%. I was I kid you not. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in, and I'll tell you why. Because look, looking at optimism, because we got this Collab land airdrop that just came just a few days ago, maybe the 23rd. Yeah, the claim period is still live. We couldn't claim our airdrop first in the first hour. I mean, like I got close and then it just froze and it froze, it froze and froze, and then maybe like 8 or 7 hours later I was able to claim. But this is a airdrop distributed to people who have various various requirements to get the airdrop. You have to have an NFT for the patron NFT holder or a member NFT holder. I do hold one of these, so and you also have to be in the verified group. You'll get a little bit of an airdrop, super tiny. It's like 10. It's like 10 tokens, which it's not much money. So personally, I wouldn't be going on about it, but everybody knows if you're jumping into the crypto space and you're verifying and you're verifying ownership of assets and such, you're a lot of times you're using collab land. So that's why I said to myself, I can't miss this one. This is too big. It might not be huge. The narrative might not be huge, but this project is huge. In this, the project itself is huge, right? But this is one thing I was, like I said, guys, I was trying to show you this for a day. Look at this. The date is the 16th. I've been trying to show you this since I think the 19th or the 17th. I think the 19th because today's the 25th. So it's been about 5 or 6 days, roughly, maybe four, but I'm pretty sure 5 or 6. But these are the kind of the requirements that you would have to accomplish or fulfill to be able to be eligible to receive an airdrop. And if you're in these communities, the top 100 communities will actually receive these airdrops. Guys, this is like the Blur airdrop, not as potent, not as powerful in terms of the magnitude or the amount of cash that you were able to kind of liquidate those assets for, but still you could see if you're in any of these groups, use a lot of groups here, guys, tons of major groups. A lot of us are into like the Neo Tokyo group, and a lot of us from the channel maybe into JRN, I don't know, but we're into sorry. I like guys who give real good alpha. I'm not really interested in the guys who just kind of read the news, Like no offense to anybody that's doing that, but to me that's not why I'm tuning into your channel. I don't need you to read Cointelegraph. I literally need you to tell me what you think and observe the market and assess it. I don't even need that. I like it. I don't need it. I do it on my own, to be honest. And everybody here, you should do it too. You should do your own research every single time. Okay. So even if you hear it from the greatest person, even if you hear it from Arthur Hayes or you hear it from, I don't know, like, I don't want to say too many names, like, just do your own research nonetheless. So if you were in any of these groups, you would have received an airdrop, at least a little bit. Again, not guaranteeing it's going to be much, but unless you hold one of the NFTs, like I said, which I'll show them again. It's one of these, the patron NFT holder, patron NFT and the membership NFT. Now, the trouble with these NFTs is that they're on Polygon. Guys, I don't think Polygon's good. I know that's okay. I'm going to say that full stop, and people are going to be like, "What? You don't think Polygon's good?" No, I don't. Okay, that's not entirely true. Like, it's not that I don't think Polygon's good. I have an issue with bridging to Polygon Ethereum. It could take hours. It's just absolutely inefficient. And the other day, the Polygon dude was on one of these these interviews, and he was talking about how there's going to be like a layer one ecosystem, and it's probably only going to be Ethereum. A lot of the other layer ones are going to disappear. It's like, hey, like honestly, maybe maybe the other layer ones will disappear. I don't know, right? But I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really gonna take that too seriously because there are too many people around the world. There are too many millions of dollars invested in a lot of these projects for me to just say like, yeah, there's only gonna be Ethereum and a bunch of layer twos that can't, you know, that cost $20 to bridge. Like bridging Ethereum to Optimism through the Optimism bridge is ridiculous. $20, $30, zero point 0.5 ETH. Okay, that's an exaggeration, like 0.02 ETH or something, 0.01 ETH, just to bridge over ETH to pay gas fees. And and then you think that I'm gonna like support this for the long term. Anyway, I'm being pretty cutthroat on this, but guys, that's kind of harsh too. But I just the layer two, the ZK rollups, ZK is probably a little faster in some ways, and but still it's kind of slow. Anyway, I don't want to get to it. I just think that we don't need one layer one with a bunch of layer twos on top of it. That's just my opinion. I do think Ethereum will most proof of stake protocols, they have one fundamental issue, and that is the inevitable centralization of that project. Because if it's a matter of how much you can deposit or stake, delegate, then why do you think you can beat BlackRock? Just because you got 32 Ethereum, you're like, sorry, man. No, no. We're getting more and more centralized the more and more we dive into proof of stake blockchains. That is just a fact. Okay, maybe that's not a fact. The potential, I mean, it's kind of factual, but let me lighten it a bit. The potential for the network to become more centralized increases when we look at proof of stake protocols. That is just it's just no way else, no other way I can look at it, right? So this is another tool I use, guys, as well. It's got a lot of good insights. Layer ones, let's check out the layer ones quickly and see what the ratings are right now. For these layer ones, this is something I kind of do on a daily basis, maybe every couple of days, just to take a look at things. But of course, Algorand, guys, as you see right on the right on the right on this, like, Algorand to me is one of the top picks. I can't even front, like, these two to me, Oasis Network, Algorand. There are others, of course, don't even get me wrong, but these are two that I'm watching with a hawk eye because I'm not trying to miss any major pumps or anything like that. I'm just not trying to miss that, right? So let's move on. Okay, so we looked at this, the collab land. And we looked, yeah, that's the collab. We looked at the OP. We're looking at these and just looking at some of these also, Multiverse X, I have a hard time saying this name because I'm into Algorand and I think of Elrond. They're similar. Multiverse X sounds much better, guys. This is a super centralized project from what I could see. I'm saying that because every project on this blockchain requires you to do KYC. Okay, I'm exaggerating again. I'm being a fool just for fun. But Multiverse X is one of my top five that I'm looking at that are not to say top five as in they're the best. No, just the top five to me that have not done anything majorly like significant. Look at this. Fully diluted valuation, 3.5 million for Algorand, 2 billion for Multiverse X, formerly known as Elrond, and then we have Cardano, 16 billion, Solana, 12 billion, Ethereum is like 192 billion, AVAX, 13 billion, Polkadot, 8, Phantom, 1. So I'm looking at Phantom, of course, which I'm not touching right now at all. Let this thing come back down to 30 cents, 25 cents, maybe 40 or 35 or so. Sure, maybe we'll look at it. BNB to me is going down. Maybe I don't want to say I hope. I hope in the sense that if it doesn't, there's something really fundamentally wrong with this market. That's all I'm saying. So it's not like I want BNB to drop and fail. I want the market to prove the reality and the honesty of this. And it's just, you know, I don't think this price point and this market capitalization makes any sense to me. And we'll look at the chart in a minute, but that's completely fine. So for me, it's Algorand, something like Multiverse X, Cardano Chrome. I'm cool. I'm into Cardano. Sure. I don't like the fees though. I feel like I'm always having to pay 3 Cardano or 3 ADA, 5 ADA to stake, 2 ADA to withdraw. It's like, what? Why do I have to pay so much ADA? Even though it's only like 30 cents or 20 cents or a dollar, it's just I don't want to pay a dollar. I don't want to pay a dollar to withdraw anything. It's just I don't want to. I'm not using Ethereum, so why should I why should I pay a dollar? But that's not necessarily every transaction. It's oftentimes staking. Um, you got to send funds and get them back. I don't know. I'm not really like Cardano's kind of There's certain things about Cardano that I don't like, but I do hold some Cardano, so some ADA. I wouldn't sleep on them too much. Okay, so let's get into a couple of the things that I really wanted to share today based on the thumbnail in the description of the video. I said that there's some, what did I say? I said there's some pre-sales or something that, and opportunities to get into that will pump your bags. And I genuinely believe the stuff I'm going to show you today. First of all, I already showed you the collab land. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to get this live days and days ago. I really couldn't. So a lot of you maybe perhaps could have gotten in by acquiring one of these NFTs from OpenSea on Polygon, which, guys, my opinion, I don't agree. I don't think the Polygon NFT thing is going to work. Maybe it's cool to have it with Instagram or to have it with some other drink company, the beverage, the what's it called, Starbucks and stuff. The company that doesn't sell fruit. I don't know if you guys notice, you go to Starbucks, they don't have fruit, right? I mean, they have fruit cups, I guess, with like fruit sticks or some vegetable sticks. But I, why am I talking about this? I'm just saying, I'm not really a huge fan of NFTs on Polygon. I think it's troublesome. Yeah, it's cheaper, but you the time it takes to transfer is ridiculous. Let's get into something that I've been wanting to show you guys for so long. Okay, Neon Link. It's been like 5 days I've been trying to show you guys this. I've just been kind of busy, guys, and I'm really working out a schedule. And I do need. I'm looking for somebody to do. Um, like a graphic designer, for example. I definitely would like that. So if you can jump into the Telegram, right? Join the Telegram or join the Twitter, whichever way, and give me some idea of what you can do if you're interested in joining, because I I could use a bit of help. And because, guys, like, I do the channel on my own, completely on my own, and I don't mind. It's completely fine. But if you want this channel to grow, if anybody in the community here is interested in this channel growing, see if you have anybody in mind who you could kind of recommend to join, right? So, and we can take this to another level. But for me, I'm really patient. I'm really just trying to do some good work and give back to the community. I've had some exciting times in the crypto space, so I don't mind sharing what I've earned. I don't mind sharing what I've learned, as long as people want it, right? So check out some of these videos, guys. Like I've said this before, I've got some really interesting video interviews. Check out this one. This one here as well. I did it with Adam from Music Box. That's an ADA Cardano NFT project, and it's bigger than that. So that's one of the most interesting interviews I've done in a while. I like all of them. Don't get me wrong. If you're into music, definitely check this one. If you're into hip hop music and stuff, check this one out. It's kind of like a full album stream, an NFT album. And then, of course, there's the Vitruvian's Tools guys, the Turkey. Shout out to the Turkey team. Hopefully, everything's well with their families. These guys have been really kind to me and very good to the Oasis network community, as well as Solana. They've got something for Solana as well. So I do believe in the Vitruvian's Tools. Very good art. I forget the lady that does the art. I'm pretty sure it's a lady. To me, very classy, very, very good quality artwork on this one. So this is a great interview. I had a lot of fun with that one, with Alpar, who I did the interview with. It was a good time. This one was fun too. We did the live stream. We talked about liquid staking quite a bit. So, and this was before the whole big narrative came out in the sense of everybody just kind of jumping into this liquid staking thing. We just knew it, guys. Again, we talk about it in the Telegram channel and such because we're always on the ball. We don't want to sleep. The market doesn't sleep. It's not like it's waiting for you to get back to your better days. It's going to keep going and hope. It's going to actually hope that you're at the worst of your days so that it can keep going, right? And so that you can be left out. But this one you want to definitely check out. Look at this, 62% sold out. This pre-sale ends in 17 days, guys. Look, you see the price of this Neon Link token. They have a game. It looks pretty good. I did sign up to test the beta. Hopefully they accept me. I haven't checked my emails in about 5 days, like I said, because I've been kind of busy. So pardon me for anybody who's been emailing or texting me, but um, if you see me face to face, it's easier to get to me. I'll say that. So, or jump on a live stream and jump and leave a comment leave a comment, right? But this is something I would definitely recommend jumping into. Again, guys, it's your choice, not financial advice in any way. But you might see the Neon token on the live market, and it might be trading at 50 cents and you could have got it at 6 cents. I'm just showing you. You don't need to do anything to get into this. It's not financial advice, guys. Please do your own research. I don't want to be responsible for any of your mistakes by jumping into this. But you can see they've got a fully, a game. It's not necessarily fully playable. Well, as far as I understand, it's fully playable now. It's just they're in their beta run. So I'm just kind of showing you this screen to give you just a little, just a little sneak tidbit, of graphics and just to look at it. So a lot of us might be into Halo and some other shooters and things like that. Um, Check it out, guys. This thing could be good. I really have no idea yet because I haven't played it, but I will tell you they've been working in kind of stealth mode for a while. The team is going in. I did a lot of research on the team. Of course, they do have a white paper, which I do have somewhere up here. I think the white paper is right here, and you can check it out. It was released just last month, and there's a lot of details here, guys, about the token. So as I do, and as I would suggest everybody do, your own research. Do your own research. Read the white paper. It doesn't take long. You could probably even highlight it, open it up in one of your browsers, highlight it, and let it read to you if you really don't want to read it. Just go through the white paper and convince yourself to go in or not to go in. It's completely up to you. But I will say, as far as I know, this is more or less like a self-funded operation. So imagine that. We're not looking at major VC backers. As a matter of fact, what we're looking at is everyday people like you and I jumping in to buy the token. Okay. So there's a lot of information here. I'm not going to read it, of course. I'm just going to show you on the screen. You can pause it. You can play it in slow-mo and kind of look at it on your own time. But I'm showing you even the token release schedule. Look at this. So the token release schedule is not so bad. Let's see the purple line. I don't want to go into all the details, but you can clearly see that when we get to about 2026 is when you may want to start worrying. But here throughout 2023, 2024, the bull run essentially 24, 25, we might see some insane prices for these gaming tokens because metaverse is real, guys. The metaverse is real. There wasn't there like a court hearing just yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, that was done in the metaverse, right? So this is real. This is no jokes, right? So definitely check this out. I think a lot of you are like running to jump in onto this pre-sale right now. I don't blame you. It's right there. So this is one of the things I really wanted to show you guys. One of those that nobody's really talking about. Maybe one or two people. I've only seen maybe one person talk about this, like actually one, and maybe others are going to be talking about it and have talked about it or are paying or making you pay to get the alpha. Well, guys, I'm just sharing this information with you right here because I want us to win together. As we always say, let's win together. That's how it goes. I can't do it on my own. I don't want to win on my own. I don't want. I'm not a man, on an island on my own. I'd rather be there with a bunch of you. So you can get into the digital assets. You can get into the non-fungible tokens for this project by doing something very simple. I'm not going to get into all of it right now, but yeah, it's possible to gain the NFTs, actually some of the NFTs for this project for free, just by being active, not even super active in the community, just by being early. So this is what we call alpha. Okay, so let's quickly look again. So this, you could check out their Twitter account and you could see for yourselves the information about the pre-sale, which I just showed most of it, but I'm showing you their Twitter because it is real and they are, to me, seemingly a legit project. I can't vouch for them, guys. I don't know, but it's a risk, just like anything. Buy Bitcoin right now. That thing could drop to 12K. Who knows? Okay, so let's look at the Ethereum chart very quickly. I just want to take a glimpse. I had that white line there for a while, but yeah, we can see ETH is breaking down, and yeah, I could honestly see ETH breaking down to the 14,000 mark right around here, 14.5, and maybe even to the 13 level. I can't see why not, especially like I said with the US dollar kind of moving up towards the 105 mark and beyond. It touched it. It's already there, and it's kind of rejecting off of that point. So if the US dollar is moving up, then you can't really anticipate that Bitcoin is going to be moving up at the same time. It doesn't really go like that. Not yet. Maybe in the future it'll change. I can't really speak on that. I don't really know. So there's one more airdrop. No. Pre-sale I want to talk about. It's not a pre-sale. It's actually sorry. It's not even one more. There are really like three or four more. So if you stick around with the video, you'll see a couple more. But this is one I've been watching, and they had to change the launch. I'm assuming because the market didn't respond very well. Nobody wants to buy stuff. Nobody wants to spend $250 on NFTs right now. So, but anyway, user-generated content-based gaming metaverse with a real-world economy. Seedworld, this is from Seedify Fund. Guys, we were talking about Seedify Fund when it was like 70 cents. Okay. I don't know how much it is now. I'm not even going to check. It doesn't matter because it could be less than 70. But this thing has gone to whatever dollars, do the research on how high um Seedify or SFUND went and the SNFTS token, which is the weirdest name, but this to me, this is like a steampunk type of thing. Like I said, they had to change the date. They pushed it forward by about, I think it's like 9 or 10 days to sometime in March. 1st or March 2nd, whatever the date may be. These mounts, to me, the art looks pretty cool. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. It's got a steampunk type of vibe. I do like that. You know, it reminds me of the, some comic books and such I used to have, steampunk and other stuff. But anyway, this to me, this art looks really good, and I think the world is going to be good. I think people are going to really dig this because again, it's Seedify Fund. It's like the biggest, maybe even most trusted gaming NFT launchpad of all, right? There are others, some other ones that were really great in 2020 and 2021, whatever, but Seedify Fund with their new Seedworld, I would not sleep on this. Guys, I want to take a look at the Hex chart. Can't sleep on Hex. I am a Hexican, despite what a lot of people believe. Hexicans are real people. We have heart. We have heart too. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But this one here, we saw this crazy pump. I remember seeing Hex at like 2 cents, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Hex is 2 cents! I can't believe it." But of course, if we look back, of course, we look at Hex and we go down here, we see Hex was as low as, I don't know, like a hundredth of a cent, 200th of a cent, so something like that, a tenth of a cent, sorry. But I like what I'm seeing on this Hex chart because it's just kind of doing exactly what I expected. Like you see this trend line here, it more or less did it, faked us out in a way and came right back down. So if I see Hex again down at this 3 cent something, 3.50, 3 cent, 3.5 cent mark, anything lower than this, guys, to me this is like empty your bags. But again, not financial advice. You don't have to copy me, but Hex, because once the thing about Hex, the reason why we have to really look at Hex and understand why it's so powerful. When PulsChain comes out, this I'm pretty sure PulsChain was essentially built because of Hex. Like maybe that's not entirely true, but Hex on PulsChain is going somewhere up here. Like I don't want to exaggerate, but I'm anticipating the price of Hex going somewhere up here, somewhere up here, somewhere up here, these levels up here, like $2, a dollar, 30 cents, 50 cents, all of it. Like I wouldn't sleep on Hex like that. It's already been up to what, 50 cents, 49 cents, 50 cents on the dot, more or less. Guys, Hex is going right back there, in my opinion, and is going even beyond that point. So I would not be sleeping on Hex at this point. Let me see the percentage gain from this point up to its previous all-time high is 700%. To me, if I'm choosing to buy Ethereum or Hex, I'm buying Hex. If I'm choosing to buy Bitcoin or Hex, I'm buying Hex. And I don't mean this like entirely. Of course, you got to transact on Ethereum to get into these NFTs and do some of these some of the Web3 and multi metaverse type of plays. Yes, like yes, 100%. I get it and I agree. But let's also consider the fact that PulsChain hasn't launched, and when that token launches, that thing has no choice but to moon, and then Hex is going to moon. So I'll be there getting into the first NFTs like you should be. To me, it's just my opinion, but I'm trying to get into every single Genesis Pulse NFT that I could find. By the way, I did drop some alpha in the Discord about a Pulse Launchpad. So fully audited, certic. If I'm not mistaken, it's certic audited. I think they've even done 2 audits. So that's a pre-sale. I think the pre-sale's still live. Like you can sacrifice or sack your tokens, right? Sack some ETH or sack some BUSD and EUSDT. I think you can sack USDC as well. But I wouldn't sleep on the Hexicans or Pulse ecosystem. No way, you guys. A lot of these funny guys out here, they look really nice on the outside and they sound really nice, but they're really just kind of jack your money. Like, you look at a guy like Richard Hart, who people think he's just ridiculous. To me, he's one of the brightest guys out here. So we can disagree on that, and I will gladly disagree on that subject. To me, Richard Hart is one of the few people that you actually want to, dare I say, trust. And don't take my advice. Do your own research. Let's look at Rose, my love. Beautiful. Flowers are so lovely, guys. Rose is. It's just doing exactly what I dare I say no it will do. So even in this range here, we got this little mid range here. I'm going to draw a line here, just a quick line here. We got a rough mid range right here that I would watch as well. I don't want to draw too many lines on this chart, so that's why I don't really draw that mid range. But there's a bit of a mid range that we can see here. Do I see this moving up anytime soon? Yeah, maybe. I just don't see why. I think this needs to come down like it always does. It always comes down to the 6 cent mark. It's gonna come back to the 6 cent mark, and I will be right there, like I always say, with holding with empty bags. So that's the 4 hour. Let's just switch that to the 4 hour. It doesn't really matter, but just kind of zooming in a little closer. As you see, this level is holding. right here. It's bounced right there, but it's coming back down. I don't know if we're gonna reach that 6.5 cent mark. I think we just need to just come to this cozy 6 cent mark, which is like I said, a 2x from the VCs, Jump Capital, whoever else, whatever, maybe I mix up names right now, but check this out, guys. I wouldn't be sleeping on Rose anytime soon. That is Oasis Network. Let's continue on with Oasis Network. Look at this here. Look at just the few tokens that are on Oasis Network, guys. It's not very many. Okay, look, we can count. It's like 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50. Like, look, it's not a lot going on Oasis Network. And I can't even click another page. I can, but it's not much, There's really not much. There's not that much going on Oasis Network. So not that much original stuff anyway, right? It's a small ecosystem, but there's a lot of information. Like you see a lot of this stuff. But where are these guys? Like you can look at a lot of these cryptos and be like, yeah, like they're on Oasis Network, but where are they? What is the market capitalization? How many holders are there? What is the daily volume? It's nothing. Very, very low. So I would just say do your own research again, like I always say 100 times over on these streams, and just kind of in general do your own research. But if you want to take a look at what's going on in the Oasis network, yeah, you can definitely just check out the Oasis Foundation Explorer, the Emerald. This is Emerald, of course, the Emerald Paratime, and take a look for yourselves, guys. But not a lot of volume on these tokens, these NFTs, as you see, NFTs and cryptos like Yuzu token and such. Not a lot of volume. What are people swapping into and out of on the Oasis network? A lot of them are not. You know why? Because a lot of them are coming in and they're buying the dip down here, and then they're selling it when they come up here, and they're keeping it on the exchange. They're probably not even sending it to their Oasis wallet. From there, you can send it to the different paratimes. So it's so complicated already. It's like 10 steps. Like I'm exaggerating, but you buy it on an exchange, for example, then you send it to your Oasis network wallet, your Oasis wallet, and then you have to send it to your EVM wallet or whichever wallet, your Paratime Emerald wallet, and then you can interact. Guys, most people are not doing that. They're here to make money. Okay. So I'm personally doing that because I want to delegate, and I'll show you some of that delegation as well. Um, with this one. Okay, so let's bring this here because Oasis Network is the one to me. This is something that's very interesting to me. Now, this LaunchGarden pass, we've been waiting. I mean, saying we, whoever, been waiting for this one for years. Since last year. It's been a year. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it hasn't been an entire year. Maybe it's been about 6 months or 7 months. But the point is, we've been waiting for this launch for so long, and finally it's here. So this is a public sale. The price was lower for pre-sale 7, and even we could have spent what 1,500. Let me see if the math is right. Something like 1,540, I believe it was, to get the rarest one. So for those of us who are VIP members or VIP gardeners, I forget the role in Discord, but if you staked 10,000 rows with them, at the time of me staking was probably about $200 worth of rows. If I do the math, let me just get my calculator quickly. Let's say 6 cents. Maybe it wasn't that much. I can't remember, guys. To be honest, I don't remember exactly how much I spent. But the point is, if you delegated 10,000 tokens to this, then at the 2 or 3 cent mark, let's go back to the chart down here, 3 cents. I mean, it touched 3 cents, guys. Like it literally did. So you could have spent $300, maybe $300 or $400 to get yourself to the level where you were on the whitelist for this, and you would be able to get the Sapphire drop because there are three different NFTs here. There's a Ruby, there's the Emerald, and there's a Sapphire. Three different tiers, and this is a Launchpad. LaunchGarden's a Launchpad, and they're aiming to be the primary launchpad of Oasis Network. Guys, you know how launchpads go. We just talked about Seedify Fund, right? And S-World. So you know how launchpads go. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so we looked at like Seedify Fund and their S-World or Seed World, pardon me, metaverse, right? This launchpad is creating their own metaverse. They're creating their own even NFT launchpad with the SNFTS. It's a very odd token. SNFTS um, token for those of us who are interested in NFTs and launch getting pre-sales into NFTs, which I'm absolutely all about it, guys. It's NFT shorts. Like we're all about NFTs, right? So to me, the NFT is so simple to use because it's one token. You can put 1,000 tokens into one and just manage one. It's not always easy to sell, but they just help to multiply your base asset. So we'll get into all those details later, guys. If you want, join the groups and you can hear my thesis on this if you wish. But yeah, so anyway, three different tiers for this one, three different NFTs. If you have all three, you have like the mega pack, and you can. I don't know what the rewards will be, who knows? But this is one I wouldn't sleep on. I don't know if these dates are correct. I'm not connected to my wallet, but it says it starts in, unless they change the date. I haven't checked the Discord in the past couple of days since the private presale ended. I haven't checked it since then, so I'm not entirely sure. I will do my own little quick research on that and maybe drop the information in the Discord or in the Telegram group to let you guys know. But if this is correct, I know they made some changes because I actually did. That's not entirely true. I didn't tell the truth there entirely. I didn't read the data. I just quickly glanced at it and I saw that they were adjusting dates and even giving people opportunities who didn't join the presale. Sorry, who had presale allocations but didn't use them, giving them opportunities to use the presale in the future. So I'll move on from that. I would definitely check this out. To me, guys, I've talked about many. Unfortunately, I've talked about many um, blockchains like this one. This one is the saddest one of all, guys. I'm sad. I kind of like borderline sad on this one here because man, this thing was supposed to blow up. This Garley's, it's the first game, but it's just look at the date. It released 6 months ago, so they release in the bear market. It's hard to sell out anything, especially on Oasis Network with such little daily volume and active users. It's so limited. But guys, this is one along with others that I've mentioned. Look at that. Vitruvian's Tools also Oasis Network. Boom, boom, boom. So as you see, guys, I'm all into Oasis Network. But that's not really the point. The point is like the gaming space and the NFT space is barely picking up on Oasis Network. So you're still very early if you want to get in and start sweeping some floors. I would not recommend it necessarily now because I can't really see why you need to buy Oasis Rose at this price if everything is coming down potentially as we see the DXY making a move up, and it could try to bump up into this region again, this $105, $105 region again. I don't know, right? It could, but as you see, it stops short of the line, and maybe my line could be brought down, but it's just a line. It's just a general idea, right? So let's just bring it down there. It could hit this every day for the next 3 days. I don't know. It could just drop. It could pull one of these. It bounce up. It kind of goes over, and then it could just roll over and go down. I don't know. Have no idea. But I would not be jumping into any risk on assets when the dollar is moving up 3 consecutive days, guys. One, two, three, four green candles. Four green candles. Let's make a song about it. I just can't see it. I can't see now being the best time to buy any cryptos, especially if you were out of the market. Buying to make transactions, that's a completely different thing, in my opinion. Buying, getting to these pre-sales that do accept USD, BUSD or USDC or USDT and such, why not? That's a stable. Or BUSD was stable until it went to 20 cents the other day. You could check the chart for yourselves, guys. 20 cents. 20 cents, even if it's for a minute. That probably means that Binance was just liquidating their own assets. We'll get into that. But check this out. I wouldn't sleep on it. I don't want to dwell on it too much. It's not going to mint out, guys. It can't mint out because the blockchain is not popular. It's just the truth. And I'm saying it can't. I don't want to like limit this thing and like, put like guardrails on where it can go, but I just highly doubt it. If the very, very, very first game on the blockchain, this Emerald Paratime here, can't sell out, then 222 NFTs from a Launchpad is not selling out. It's just not popular enough. I'm all for this Launchpad, guys. I'm all in the Discord there, and these guys have been really, really kind and just fun. But I don't think this is selling out anytime soon. They might have to extend this for months for this to sell out. That's just my opinion. But why not get in if you want to join their Launchpad? This is how you get a tier: is by minting something. You'll get one of the random three. Unfortunately, you can't guarantee to get. You can't get a Sapphire NFT guaranteed unless you were a VIP member on the whitelist and you were able to just mint one, but you had to pay double the price. It's like roughly 1600, 1540, if I'm not mistaken, 15 or 1600 rows essentially to instantly mint a Sapphire, which is the top tier. So a lot of people did that. So you can imagine what it's going to be like when you want to go and buy one of these Sapphire NFTs on the secondary. First of all, people paid double the price to just mint it instantly because that was their whitelist reward. So you can pretty much guarantee that these are going to be 3 to 4 thousand minimum, 3 to 4 thousand rows minimum on the secondary market. So guys, it does pay to be early. I've got a couple more. Let's keep going on, right? Guys, got any comments or questions? Leave them in the chats. Do check it out, guys. Look what's on the screen right now. Look what's on the screen right now. LimeWire. Okay, I've been talking about this with a friend of mine for months and months and months, and even family members. Like, guys, we gotta get to LimeWire. You can't sleep on LimeWire. They can't sleep on Algorand, LimeWire, Algorand. I'm always talking about Algorand and LimeWire and Algorand. I don't know. I don't want to keep saying it, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna do my best to stop talking about these things because sometimes they fall on deaf ears, but it's fine. You guys make your own choices, guys. When I went to this website, I saw one person. I saw Brandy, and I said, "Wait a second, Brandy? Why is Brandy here?" Maybe Brandy's not the most popular now to the masses now, but Brandy's dropping NFTs on Algorand. Okay, we got Soldier Boy on Algorand. I'm not saying you need to go and buy it, but I'm just showing you that the world is moving and the music world's moving. The blockchains are moving. Like nobody's sleeping on this. And I personally, I would not be sleeping on LimeWire. LimeWire brings back so many memories to like peer-to-peer transactions, kind of getting into these like Napster as well. Don't sleep on Napster. I'll talk about Napster maybe in the next video, but don't sleep on Napster. They don't have too much information yet available, but do not sleep on Napster. Do not sleep on Algorand, guys. I don't have the Algorand chart pulled up today because I feel like I talked about it a little too much, but this is Algorand. Oh, I wanted to make one more comment. Let's go back. Sorry, back. I forgot to mention this if I didn't. The Collab Land NFT or token is actually available on the Optimism network. That's why I mentioned it. If I didn't mention that clear connection there, that's why I'm going back to the screen just to show you that Optimism, Collab Land is on Optimism, and of course this base is also built on Optimism. So Optimism is going to move. It's going to move. And we're a lot of us are looking forward to Arbitrum and see what's happening there. Personally, I think the ZK rollups is a little bit better in my opinion so far, from what I know, based on compared to optimistic rollups. But that's just my opinion, and that's also just me using minimal research to kind of come up to that decision. But back to this, guys. I'm gonna play this video. It's actually a hilarious video. You don't have to, again, you don't have to get into any of this, guys. But this is LimeWire. LimeWire is back, and they have NFTs. Where if you own one of the NFTs, you can join the pre-sale. You get an allocation. Everybody that holds the NFT gets 1,000 NFTs, but there are only 1,000 NFTs that were the LimeWire Originals NFTs that were minted. So there were a million LMWR tokens that would be distributed, as you see here. Well, no, not there, but I don't know if I have the data exactly right here in front of me, but let me just tell you the fact, because I've done a lot of research on this, guys. I'm into the music scene heavily. I do have music NFTs dropping. I've literally just like mixed and mastered some of these files, and do plan on dropping some, maybe primarily on Ethereum and some others. I got some. Oh, by the way, let me go back. I know we're mixing this up, but I'm talking about NFTs anyway and music. This interview I did with these guys here, AdaBox. I do plan on dropping something with AdaBox. I haven't spoken to them, so I'm telling them right now. AdaBox, I plan to use AdaBox Forge and Music Box. I'm saying AdaBox, but it's Music Box and AdaBox, but to mint some NFTs. So do look out for those coming soon. I'll post that stuff here. I do plan on dropping stuff in the Vumio NFT marketplace as well, as long as DZ is cool with that. To shill my NFT. I'm kind of joking. And I also do plan on dropping something with Sydney Richland and the non-fungible art um, team. I really think that it's slow. They launched in the bear market as well, just like a lot, just like the other one I mentioned the other day, the other a few minutes ago, the Garleys. This game was fun. It was hilarious. It was challenging. It's simple, but if some of the projects like I've talked about in the past, let's just say in like this video here, and this video and all this kind of stuff, like the what's it called again? Crypto blades and all this stuff, guys. I was heavily into that stuff, and we got in when it was $1, 80 cents, 90 cents, $2, and it went to $1.36. So $136 is what I meant to say, right? So even like this, Astrobot Society launching in the bear market, bad idea for them to ask for 10,000 NFTs. Guys, this is why like protocols, businesses like this need to hire people like me. The whole time I said to myself, why are they having 10,000 NFTs in a bear market? Who do they think they are? And I'm saying that with all due love and due respect to the Token Metrics team. They've provided so much good information. I use their tools, as you see right here. I still listen to their analysts. I respect those guys. But the truth is, 10,000 NFTs in a bear market, like for like $300, $400 for one, absolutely the worst idea I could ever have imagined for this particular NFT. So of course it didn't sell out. No, they should have done like 2,000, maybe 3,000. That thing would have sold out, and the floor price would be like 1 ETH at this time, right? So it's the sentiment feels bad when you get into an NFT that doesn't mint out. It just feels bad. So anyway, I plan to drop some NFTs on music NFTs on with AdaBox. Hopefully they'll let me mint with them, and of course through the with these guys, I want to do some Ethereum stuff with Sydney Richland and his team. And I definitely want to work with the Vitruvian's tools guys for Oasis Network and or Solana. I've got a lot of plans. It's a lot to go on. And also look out for some of my music NFTs on LimeWire. Can't guarantee it's going to happen anytime soon in the next weeks or months or days or weeks, but sooner than later. So check this out for yourselves, guys. If you do have one of these NFTs, the LimeWire originals, let me actually go here and click originals. And I think we can get that loaded up. Or I think we're already on the page. No, it's a different page. Okay, so you own one of these originals and you essentially get 1,000 tokens. Now there are 10,000 originals available to mint, but they've only essentially released what 1,200, and only 1,000 of the 1,200 were minted. So every single owner of this token, of this NFT, is still a token, the non-fungible token. Every owner, every holder of a LimeWire's original token, NFT, I keep saying that, will get 1,000 LMWR tokens. Guys, the base price of the LMWR token, the public price I think is 30 cents, and the pre-sale price is 16 cents. So your 1,000 tokens, if you sell it right away, assuming you can claim and sell instantly, you'll most likely make back the money that you spent um, on the originals. And that's not necessarily the best way to do it. I'm not saying that you should do that because that wouldn't kind of make any sense. But you'll get an allocation just by holding the NFT. And guys, I don't think the window of opportunity is closed because the LimeWire drop doesn't happen until the pre-sale doesn't start until March 7th. And I think it's 2 p.m. UTC, March 7th. Guys, I'm kind of going off of memory, but March 7th, 2 p.m. UTC, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the window has closed for you to actually be eligible to get the airdrop or to participate in the pre-sale for the low price of 16 cents compared to 30 cents at the public level, right? And you'll also, by holding one of these originals, you'll also be eligible. You'll also get an airdrop. So you buy one, whether it's by OpenSea or on the LimeWire platform. I would personally recommend getting it through LimeWire. It's not the easiest to go about it through OpenSea because you have to send it to LimeWire and all this stuff. It's a little bit tedious and you'll be spending gas fees. In my opinion, guys, if you're going to jump into this, create a LimeWire account and get the NFT into that account. Buy it from the account. It's going to cost you $600 or $700 on OpenSea, and it will cost you $600 or $700 in LimeWire as well. So I said, yeah, you might make $300. That was because the NFTs used to be $300, guys. They used to be $300. Now they're like 600 because the floor price goes up on NFTs. That's why we get into NFTs, right? That's one of the reasons why. Let's get into something else. Okay, somebody joined the Telegram and they were like, "Are you into STOS? Are you into the Stratos?" I was like, "Huh? Who's this? Why are you just dropping this alpha in the group just like that?" So I did my own research and I found out. Wait a second, Stratos. I'm already following this Instagram or sorry this Twitter account. I'm already following this. Like, how do I know this? I don't even remember why I know this. I just know that when I get good alpha from certain people, and I do my own research at these like degen hours of the night or morning, and I see something that I like. Let me zoom in a bit. I follow them and I try to keep up with them. So I think we're up. Everybody that jumped into this is actually up right now from the point that the person mentioned it in the group. So it's a pretty good team. I definitely would recommend checking the team. They've got a significant amount of experience there and education. So definitely check this out. Not saying anything other than check it out. I do want to show the chart just because the person who mentioned it in the Telegram I think they mentioned it when it was about Let me. This is 4 hour. Okay, good. Let me zoom in a bit here. I think they mentioned it about here. Let me just to make it clear. I believe they mentioned it about here. Okay, or somewhere here. Maybe it was here. I think it was on this line here, right? And to me, when I saw that, I said to myself, "Wow, this is on support. This is on support. This is on support." And so, yeah, we're up. Just let you know we're up. Like whoever that was in the chat, thank you for sharing that. But let's just say we got in here. We were up, is what I meant to say. Not we are up. This went up a lot of percentages since we were up, and now it's since retraced to a similar level, but we're still up from the point that that person asked if we're into it. We're still up at least 5 or 6%, if I'm not mistaken. Hope I'm not misleading anybody because I don't remember the exact day and time that the person joined. But this call to me, guys, you got to understand when it comes to like music NFTs, I'm all into the music blockchains. But when you look at um, things that are dealing with agriculture or some type of like climate this and that and energy tokens like energy web, guys, get into it, do your own research, but get all into it because the world is going that way. ETFs on the blockchain, commodities on the blockchain. If you don't know this, then I don't want to say you'll get left behind, but that's just the truth. Okay, let's look at BNB just quickly. We're not going to dwell on this for more than like 30 seconds, guys, because I already said it. I think this is going down. I put a poll up in the Telegram, so I'll publish the results later. I'll give people some time to join the Telegram and such, and leave their comments on this. But man, oh man, if there ever was a short like this one to me, if everybody's talking about it, then that means this price is probably gonna go like this. If everybody's talking about it before it goes like this, okay, I'm kind of doing some ridiculous scribbles, but yeah, I just can't. How does something like BNB outperform Bitcoin? To me, it makes no sense. And I say outperform, it has dipped less than Bitcoin. How is that possible? Like, okay, so from the top here down to where we are down here, 71% down, but we're still up 50% down. And then we look at something like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has dipped maybe more, maybe less, but let's check out Bitcoin and just kind of do a percent drop and see. Bitcoin went down 75% and is now at about 66%. I'm sorry, BNB is not outperforming Bitcoin. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. I'm sorry. How and why? Because CZ is a mastermind and he's a savvy. Sure, I believe he is, but I'm sorry, like no, BNB, no, I'm sorry. Not saying I don't believe in it, guys. We made a lot of a lot of money on BNB the past couple of years, so I wouldn't be the one to just kind of like sleep on BNB just because like oh they're outperforming Bitcoin in some way, in the short term. So no, I'm not really just saying that, but I just think it's suspicious, you know. Almost wrapping up, guys. So let's take a look. This is Dust for those of you who are into the D Gods Solana ecosystem, the Utes ecosystem. I wouldn't necessarily say grab Dust right now because we had a lot of opportunities to get Dust, guys. We had a lot of opportunities to get Dust in these regions. Let me just kind of get a rectangle here. We had a lot of opportunities to get Dust, like a lot of cryptos, guys. This area here that I'm zooming in on, it looks like almost every single crypto, like almost, except there was one I was looking at the other day that had almost no correlation. It didn't do this in November when everything dipped. This is November, yeah. It didn't do this, and I had the screen up, and I think I removed it. I think it was energy. No, I forget what it was. But there was one crypto I was looking at. It did not dip. It actually kind of went up. But that's also because it launched very recently, so it wasn't really as susceptible to the fear and the maybe the VC investors and such, the liquidations and such from this FTX situation that occurred. But it it, it kind of went up, to be honest. I'll see if I can remember it, and I'll comment about it later. So I want to show you guys one thing that I found just a couple of days ago. This is a Twitter Space, a gaming calendar. I know it's very tiny on the screen right now, so I don't expect you to really see it clearly, but super tiny. But what it is it's a calendar. I can't even really zoom in. I guess I can zoom in, but it just makes it hard to read even harder. But this is interesting. It's a calendar that shows various Twitter Spaces that you can join. It's called Twitter Gaming Spaces. I guess you could take a look at it, right? It's interesting if you're really into the thing and you want to kind of see uh, into the gaming stuff and spaces on Twitter. There's a lot of good alpha in this, and sometimes it's just really fun and entertaining. So take a look at this. I think this is pretty useful, right? For me, I just found it like 3 or 4 days ago, so I haven't actually used it per se. I think I've one of my Twitter spaces that I was involved in, that I was a host of, was somewhere here. It's in here somewhere. I can't remember. But anyways, check that out for yourselves, guys. Look, I want to say, guys, thank you so much. Do check out the Patreon page. I think it could be useful to a lot of you. I don't know. I hope so. I think we drop some alpha every month. I try to make it so that there's at least enough alpha at a minimum that could essentially pay for, I don't want to say the subscription, but yeah, pay for the subscription on its own, at least one. Where if you put in $1, you can multiply your money 5 times, or something. So that's just like the low kind of recommended tier, and I recommend this tier. Recommend it. Check it out. If you like it, you can move up to the next one if you need it. But otherwise, guys, I'm not trying to make $1 million. I just want to build a community of people who want to weed out the fluff and who want to actually have conversations and dialogue, or just um, you know, win, who just want to win, like, like, hey guys, winners, right? So it is what it is, right? So guys, look, I'm gonna wrap it up there for today. Thank you everybody for checking this one out. Of course, guys, look, as usual, we're always excited to dive into blockchain, gaming, cryptos, NFTs, all of that stuff. We're just so into it. I mean, it's hard not to be. We're talking about cryptos, like this space is it's unbeatable right now. ETFs on the blockchain, guys, coming. It's just around the corner. Commodities on the blockchain coming. I mean, we have tokens that represent commodities on the blockchain, but until we actually see the transaction of maybe wheat, or I don't know, oil or water or whatever have you, like, maybe we're not so certain it's going to really play out. But I have no doubts in my mind that we will be seeing commodities on blockchains, ETFs on blockchains, and such and such. It's already happening. It's literally already happening. BlackRock, Coinbase, or Base, whatever that layer is called, layer two is called. So guys, NFT shorts again, guys. The home of NFTs and cryptos. Again, blockchain freedom, all the goods. All right. Thank you so much for checking this one out, guys. Until next time, take it easy.